CJ Stroud is proving to be money well spent, if not an outright steal. With less than a year of NFL under his belt, he is already making a name for himself and inking his name in the record books. CJ Stroud is a true symbol of determination and dedication. In this video, we explore who CJ really is and what made him the star that he is today. We will begin with 5-year-old CJ playing ball with his dad, all the way to breaking rookie records in the NFL. CJ Stroud, full name being Coleridge Bernard Stroud IV, was born on October 3, 2001 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. He is the youngest of 4 children, and his parents are Coleridge and Kimberly Stroud. CJ's childhood was filled with ups and downs, but even from an early age, playing sports is what brought him joy and gave him an escape from some of life's harsh realities. His family members remember CJ always bouncing a basketball around the house and throwing tight spirals with a toy football at a very young age. His father Coleridge was the first to put a football in CJ's hand at the age of 5 and coached and taught him the basics of football. CJ and his father had a great relationship while CJ was young, but while CJ was in middle school, his father was arrested for kidnapping and carjacking, among other charges, and was sentenced to prison for 38 years to life. He is not eligible for parole until at least 2040. CJ was quoted as saying, "My pops, he was my best friend. To have your best friend be snatched like that, it was tough. I just look at the things my dad did that were positive, but for a while it wasn't like that. I hated my pops, for real. Like, man, how could you leave me like that?" Now, faith has always been a key part of the Stroud family. CJ's father was a pastor, but had fought an off-and-on battle with drug addiction. CJ was quoted as saying, "My faith in high school and middle school, it kind of withered. I've been through a lot with my family, because of course my dad was a pastor, and we went through what we went through. After I found Christ for myself, it just helped me out so much." CJ's mother Kim was always that solid rock foundation of support for him. CJ said, "She did her best to keep me away from a lot of different negative things. She tried to keep me in sports and tried to have coaches around like father figures. Kim has always been CJ's #1 biggest fan." CJ said, "If it ain't God, my family, or my teammates, I could really care less what people have to say." Now, CJ's journey into sports began at an early age. His dedication and hard work paid off, proving to be a standout athlete at Rancho Cucamonga High School. CJ was a dynamic and multifaceted athlete. He excelled not only on the football field, but also a star on the basketball court. As point guard on the basketball team, he led the Cougars to a runner-up position in the CIF Division II State Championship. But ultimately, football is where his heart was, and where CJ truly shined. CJ grew in size and stature each year of his high school career, and gained knowledge of the game, and by his senior year, was able to put it all together. In CJ's senior year, he threw for 3,878 yards and 47 touchdowns. He was named the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin Offensive Player of the Year. Even with those accomplishments, football scouts had only ranked him as a 3-star recruit. But after being awarded MVP of the Elite 11 quarterback competition hosted at the Nike World Headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, and being invited to play in the High School All-American Bowl, Stroud finished his high school career as the 3rd highest-rated quarterback in the country. Michigan's coach, Jim Harbaugh, showed interest in CJ, and Georgia made him an offer. But ultimately, Ohio State was the school that had won Stroud over. Ohio State is where CJ Stroud would be able to finally showcase his talents on a national level and show the whole country what he could do. As a true freshman in 2020, he redshirted as a backup to Justin Fields. And CJ only took 1 snap that season and ended up scoring a 48-yard rushing touchdown. The next year, in 2021, his redshirt freshman year, Stroud won the starting quarterback position. Coach Ryan Day credited CJ's decision-making, leadership skills, and accuracy as the reasons he earned the starting spot. CJ proved Coach Day made the right decision by having an insanely successful breakout season. CJ started every game of the 2021 season except for a Week 4 game against Akron, which he used to rest a shoulder injury that he sustained earlier in the season. Stroud threw for 4,435 yards and 44 touchdowns. He earned first-team All-Big Ten honors, was named the Big Ten Quarterback of the Year, won Big Ten Freshman of the Week 6 times, was a finalist for both the Davey O'Brien Award and the Heisman Trophy. He also became the only quarterback in Ohio State history to throw 5 touchdowns against a Big Ten competitor 4 times in one season. Stroud led the Buckeyes to a 10-2 record, only losing to Oregon and huge rival Michigan. Due to the loss against Michigan, they missed out on playing for the Big Ten championship, but they were able to bounce back strong in the Rose Bowl, overcoming a 14-point deficit against the Utah Utes to win 48-45. Stroud broke both school and Rose Bowl records with 573 yards thrown in the Rose Bowl, and he also set a Rose Bowl record with 6 touchdown passes. CJ, only a sophomore, started his 2022 as one of the best players in college football and as a favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Stroud continued to impress. On October 8th against Michigan State, he threw for 6 touchdowns, setting a conference record for most 6 passing touchdown games in a career with 3. By the end of the year, he had thrown for 3,688 yards and 41 touchdowns and passed Justin Fields to move into second place on the Ohio State all-time career passing touchdowns list. And remember, he did this in only 2 years. Again, the Buckeyes were unable to beat their bitter rival Michigan, losing at home 45-23. Despite the loss, their 11-1 regular season record earned them the number 4 national ranking and the last spot in the college football playoffs. In the semifinals at the Peach Bowl, they were matched up with the number 1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Stroud played well, throwing for 348 yards and 4 touchdowns, but the Buckeyes came up just short, losing to Georgia 42-41. This ended their season with an 11-2 record. At the end of the season, Stroud was again selected as a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, but ended up third in voting behind winner Caleb Williams from USC and Max Duggan from TCU. A couple of weeks later, on January 16, 2023, CJ Stroud announced that he was ready for the NFL and would enter the 2023 NFL Draft. CJ could have stayed around at Ohio State for another year or two and shattered multiple college records, but he felt it was his time to compete on the ultimate stage. So far, it looks like Stroud made the right decision. On draft day, April 27, 2023, CJ Stroud and his childhood friend Bryce Young were able to reunite on the same stage as the two of the top prospects. CJ and Bryce have known each other since middle school due to being both from rival high schools in Southern California. So when the Carolina Panthers selected Bryce Young with the first overall pick, even though CJ wasn't their pick, CJ was still overjoyed to celebrate Bryce on his accomplishment. The moment was made even more special when the second overall pick, the Houston Texans, selected CJ Stroud, so Bryce was able to return the favor. The lifelong dreams had come true for both of them just minutes apart. What an experience to be a part of. Also, being the second overall pick, CJ became the highest drafted quarterback in Ohio State's history. On July 21st, Bryce Young signed a 4-year, $37.96 million contract, which included a $24.6 million signing bonus. And 3 days later, on July 24th, CJ Stroud signed a $36.3 million contract that included a $23.38 million signing bonus. So once again, the two childhood friends got to celebrate similar life-changing events together. Their relationship seems to still be very strong, so it looks like they will be celebrating each other for many more years to come. CJ Stroud has wasted no time, showing that Houston made the right choice. The Texans finished the 2022 season with a 3-13 record, so it would be hard for any quarterback, no matter how good you are, to immediately turn the Texans into a championship contender in their first year with the team. But CJ is still doing his part. In Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens, Stroud threw for 242 yards but lost 25-9. In Week 2 against the Indianapolis Colts, CJ threw his first 2 NFL touchdowns and finished with 384 yards passing, but again lost 20-31. On Week 3, Stroud completed 20 of 30 pass attempts for 280 yards with 2 touchdowns to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 37-17. He also joined Cam Newton and Justin Herbert as the only NFL rookies to put up at least 900 yards passing in their first 3 games. Stroud was named Offensive Rookie of the Month for September with 906 yards passing and 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. In Week 5, CJ broke Dak Prescott's record for most pass attempts without an interception to begin a career with. his 177th pass attempt. In Week 6, that streak ended at 191, but he now holds that brand new record. On October 29th, CJ was finally able to face off against his childhood friend Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. Young came out on top in a defensive battle, 15-13. Stroud threw for 140 yards and ran for his first NFL rushing touchdown in the loss. On November 5th, 2023, Stroud broke the single-game passing yard record for a rookie quarterback that was previously set by Andrew Luck in 2012, passing for 470 yards and also 5 touchdowns, during a 39-37 comeback victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The game also marked just the third time in NFL history that a quarterback has thrown for at least 470 yards and 5 touchdowns with no interceptions, joining Y.A. Tittle and Ben Roethlisberger. Now, CJ shows no signs of stopping and looks like he could be the key to the Houston Texans becoming a championship contender in the near future. Stroud's journey from an under-recruited high school player to a first-round NFL draft pick and now a rising NFL star is a testament to hard work, resilience, and a never-give-up attitude. So thanks for watching, and make sure that you like and subscribe, and come back to NFL Gems for more NFL lifestyle videos. Also, let us know down in the comments any suggestions that you have for future video topics. We'll see you next time.